Welcome to a little behind the scenes look at our latest project for Camelback Resort. Before the shoot, I wanted to test out this crane stand I built for the Ronin 4D. I've been loving experimenting with the Flex system from DJI, and this is just another way to try to build it out. Just something to get more stable floating camera moves without the bulk and cost of a larger jib. So I spent a day in the office setting it up, trying out a few angles for a water slide shot where I needed the camera to fly overhead of a drop slide. Surprisingly enough, when this is balanced pretty well, it makes a pretty good crane. It worked so great, we actually ended up using it on a bunch of similar shots on the shoot. It definitely wasn't a traditional setup, but it gave us a lot of flexibility without slowing the day down. Another interesting shot we had in the commercial was this moment where water comes spraying out of the phone. In this now long-running campaign, The Mountain is Calling, we've tried to keep the teleportation from the phone fresh and seasonally relevant, and I think so far this was the most fun. It looks simple in the final cut, but figuring out how to pull that off practically took a little bit of trial and error.
You ready? Let's go.
Yep.
I can hit it.
Hit it. Oh man, it works, but that's definitely not.
Well done.
Definitely probably not the look that we want.
Way to commit.
With a bit of tinkering, Caleb and I were able to get a result we were happy with. I think that's definitely heading towards what we want.
Yeah, so we're here today at Camelback Resorts. We have a pretty large team pulling off some really cool shots. We're gonna be in the water park, we're gonna be in the restaurant, we're gonna be in a room. It's a busy day, honestly, but I think if everything kind of goes as planned, it's gonna be smooth.
Day one of the shoot kicked off at the water park, and it was a pretty packed schedule. We started off with the establishing scene, just getting those wide crane shots to set the tone. Then we moved into filming some of the water slides in the restaurant scene. It was super bright and busy, so we had to move quickly between setups while still making sure the shots felt polished. Carlos Stigliano was the DOP, and we also had Justin Muir as the stills photographer for this project. A lot of the footage from this day leaned on natural light and handheld movement, mixed with a few smoother moves on the crane rig we tested earlier. The goal was to keep things looking fun and spontaneous, like you're just there enjoying the day, but still have everything feel cohesive in the edit. By the time we got to the restaurant scene with a larger footprint, we really had a good rhythm going. Everyone on the team handled it great, super efficient, super patient, and just awesome to work with. Couldn't have asked for a better first day. Rolling into day two, we were back at the water park, but this time with a whole new set of scenes on the schedule. Since the final deliverables included two versions, one geared towards families and the other geared more towards friend groups, we planned this day to capture a good mix of content for both ads. This means thinking ahead while also staying flexible. Some setups leaned more playful and energetic for the friend group cut, while others leaned a bit more wholesome and relaxed for the family version. After day one, everyone was in a good flow, so we came in a little more prepared. While the actors were getting ready, we started setting up camera, actor blocking, and our lights. We locked down our first camera positions and tested a few frame options to get a sense of how the light was playing. We also got this fun angle by placing the camera inside a wooden box that the team built on set. We packed it with sand on top to really sell the idea that you're looking up from inside the ground. After that setup, we powered through the rest of the shots for the day that we needed for both versions of the commercial. The vibe on set stayed light even with the long hours, and we even found time to have some fun in between takes. By the end of the day, we knocked out everything on day two's shot list. Honestly, everything came out better than we expected. It was a really solid day overall. The final day of the shoot was a busy one, with 3 locations super far apart on the schedule. We started out early in the morning, heading up on the mountain before sunrise to capture the UTV scenes during golden hour. Even with the early call time, the team showed up focused, ready, and thanks to Caleb on the grill, fed. There was a quiet energy on set that felt like everyone knew this was the final push. While the crazy amount of fog on the mountain that morning was definitely a vibe, it was not the vibe we were going for this bright, fun commercial. So we all kind of just said a little prayer that it would clear, and when the fog finally gave way to a beautiful sunrise, Justin captured a few key stills that turned out beautifully. Once we wrapped on the mountain, we packed up and headed straight back down to the water park to grab one of the final shots, the ending scene of the family version. At this point, everyone was in sync from the talented crew, so things really moved quickly. After that, we shifted to a nearby neighborhood for what turned out to be one of the most fun and memorable bits. The opening scene featuring Marianne, the African spurred tortoise. So for this scene, we were aiming for that bright, hot, sweaty, sunny feel, and of course the weather had other ideas. It was completely overcast and gray, so after talking it over with Carlo, we decided to cheat the sun with the lighting setup. It's not always ideal, but honestly, most of filmmaking is adapting and finding solutions. Since this was the intro to the video, it would be same for both versions of the ad, it was especially important to nail the tone and execution here. This moment really set the stage for everything that followed, so we took our time, dialed in the timing, and made sure every detail landed.
Backfired, already backfired.
We then came to the transition shot that included the water phone rig we made during pre-production. So the idea behind this opening scene is our actor is out mowing in the sun, hot, sweaty, tired, back and forth with his neighbor and or roommate, depending on the ad. And he gets a call from Camelback Resort, just like our other ones. And he looks at the phone confused and actually starts to get sprayed in the face, and then the big splash of water teleports him to the resort. It took a mix of practical rigging, well-timed cues, and plenty of soaked shirts.
That was it.
Carlo and the camera team locked in the framing, and our splash crew delivered every time. That wrapped out our 3 days of production. A tight schedule, but everything came together just right.
Action, Albert. Aren't you going to help at all? Who paid the rent this month? I did.
Post-production was relatively simple and smooth, largely because we had laid the groundwork during pre-production, with detailed storyboards and a clear edit structure in mind. Where we did spend a good chunk of time, though, was cleaning up the shots, especially from day 3, where we were shooting in practical, uncontrolled environments in the overcast weather. A few light stands and other rigging elements inevitably found their way into frame. We used a combination of clean plates, a lot of tracking, Photoshop frame paintouts, and manual keyframing to erase the unnecessary clutter. It was meticulous work, sometimes going frame by frame, but well worth it. Our priority was to maintain the original mood and composition while subtly removing anything that didn't belong in the scene. By the end of it, everything that was cleaned up isn't even noticeable, and that's the point. The cleaner the frame, the more immersive the final piece feels. Looking back, this project was one of those rare ones where everything just clicked. Not because it was easy, but because everyone showed up with heart through early mornings, unexpected weather, and all the little in-between moments. This team kept the energy up and the vision clear, and it's a reminder of why we do this in the first place, to chase ideas that excite us and to make something that feels just right. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this glimpse behind the scenes, stay tuned. There's a lot more coming.